Hello everybody, Nature Nancy here, and welcome to the next episode called Swamped. Today we're going on a field trip to a local conservation area, and we're going to explore all the creatures that live in the swamp. All I need is my net and a bucket.
All right, so here we are, we're at the pond, and today we are going to be looking for some of those smaller creatures that are amongst the pond, because often we look at a pond and we see some of the bigger features like the trees and the bigger plants and the sound of frogs or a beaver dam, but today we're going to be looking for invertebrates, those creatures that don't have a backbone, and they're hidden really small amongst the bottom of and the side of the pond. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a net today, and we're going to go about boot height, and we're going to scoop amongst the tree here underneath the leaves where they might be hiding in some of the grass. We're going to scoop away and see what kind of creatures we found.
All right, so after scooping into the pond and looking for the smaller forms of life, you can see that in this bucket of water we have a lot of different types of invertebrates and creatures that are found in the pond. So rich with thousands and millions and billions of creatures, some of which we can see and some of which we can't. And you can see right there on the top, right there, that's called a water strider. That's one of the most visible ones. There it goes. It's got long legs and it goes right on the top of the water. It has tiny little hairs on the ends of its feet. It's got 6 legs. It's not a spider, it's an insect with 6 legs, and it moves over the top of the water. And then if you look closely, you can see a ton of different creatures. All right, so right there you can see, right in the middle of the screen, is a Mayfly larva, and it has got external gills and 3 tails and 6 legs, so it's an insect. And it spends a lot of its time as a larva. And then it only lives as an adult for about 1 day when it gets out onto the land. And it is an indicator of health of water. So it can't live in polluted water. So you know when you find these creatures, it's a really good thing because it means things aren't polluted. So this is the Catice larva. And you can see it's kind of coming out of the rest of its home. That's the home it carries with it. It's made of sticks and other things to camouflage and protect it. If it lived in a rocky area, that house would look more rocky. And caddis flies are also an indicator of healthy water. So I was pretty excited to see this creature amongst all of the other ones that we got from the pond, and this is a water scorpion. And you can see on the end of its 6 legs, it has almost like grabbers, almost like hooks or hands that it grabs its prey with. And another really cool thing about the water scorpion is that you can see out its bottom, it has a tube, and that tube allows it to breathe. It's an air tube. And what it does is it hangs out closer to the surface of the water so that tube can go into the air and it can take in oxygen. So that is the water scorpion. And here we've got the little red guy is a water mite, and it has 8 legs, so it's more related to a spider. And it's red in color as like a warning saying, hey, I don't taste very good. Now those 2 water mites are now swimming close to some Damselfly Larvae, which we will look at in just a moment. Well, in the upper left corner, you can see the Damselfly Larva with the 6 legs and the 3 tails. And it is an incredible predator. It has a scoop-like jaw, which it scoops up its prey. And the 3 tails act as gills, so it can breathe. When it becomes an adult, it will fly out of the water, and similar to a dragonfly, it's just looks smaller than a dragonfly, and once again, excellent predators on land too. And in the middle you can see a tadpole in its early stages, and it'll take another year or so for it to become the frog or toad it will become. And here we've got the slow motion camera on the isopod. It's a crustacean, sort of like a potato bug or a pill bug on land that we see. It's not an insect. And next to it is the mosquito larva, and it also has the skill of being able to breathe out its butt. So there's the isopod and the mosquito larva.
So now that we've had a chance to explore and learn from all the creatures we collected in the pond, it's time to put everyone back into their habitat. All right, everybody's home. So your activity for today is for you to go and explore a local wetland, whether it's in the city or in the country. Make sure that if you're going to a wetland, you take an adult with you. So what you can do is to find yourself a little net and bring yourself a bucket, and you're going to scoop into that wetland underneath leaves and rocks and look for some of those creatures. And then make sure you have this bucket filled up with water, ready for the creatures you found. So thanks for coming this week. We'll see you next time. From Nature Nancy.